Flav City family, what is up? It is Bobby coming at you in the Walmart parking lot, about to go in the store and do another haul plus recipes. And you maybe can't tell it by the weather here in South Florida, but fall is upon us. So I wanted to make a fall inspired recipe. So how does this sound? We're gonna shop and then go home and make an Italian wedding soup with beefy meatballs and pasta. You're gonna love it, and I guarantee you it's kid approved. Plus, this video is sponsored by Walmart Plus. You might remember a few weeks ago, they sponsored another one of these videos. Well, they wanted you to do this one too, because Walmart Plus membership is the bee's knees, because all of the fresh groceries you would get in store are delivered for free the same day to your house. We're talking about beef, eggs, cheese, lots of fresh groceries, and it's the same price as in the store. There's no markups, there's no hidden fees, and if you get 2 deliveries per month, the membership pays for itself. Best of all, my link in the description box gets you a free trial. So click it out, try Walmart Plus, you're gonna love it. Okay, less talking, more shopping, let's go into Walmart. We need a breadcrumb filler for our meatballs in the soup, and boom goes the dynamite. There it is. You guys know I always have almond flour in the pantry, and this is great because number one, it's gonna make the meatball part low carb, gluten-free, and this is a nice 32-ounce bag here for $9.98. That is a great deal. So the ground beef with the almond flour, salt, pepper, seasoning, that's gonna be great. Just do me a favor. See how it says super fine blanched almond flour? This is almonds without the skin. If you bought something like an almond meal, the almond meal will be brown-ish color. That's because it has the skin still on there. You don't want that. You want super fine almond flour blanched, and this is going in the soup meatballs. This may be the most important ingredient for the recipe, the broth. How do we make an Italian meatball soup that not only tastes great, but it's incredibly nutrient dense? Well, where do you guys think I'm going? You all know by now. Bone broth. We have choices of chicken bone broth, grass-fed beef bone broth, more chicken bone broth. So this is Pacific bone broth here, but you guys know I love Kettle on Fire. This is a really high quality, and I'm actually gonna go for the chicken bone broth. I normally use beef, but I don't necessarily want that beefy flavor in this Italian meatball soup. What's really, really cool about this is if you look at the ingredients, it's made of organic chicken bones, really good seasonings, all quality stuff there. Why I prefer the bone broth is twofold. Number one, it tastes better and has a better texture. It's made by simmering chicken bones, or in that case, beef bones, by anywhere to 24 to 48 hours. When you do that, it releases the collagen and the gelatin and something called chondroitin into the broth. Collagen and gelatin make it thick and luscious and really gives an oomph right to the soup. But the gelatin and collagen are also good for your body, your skin, your hair, your joints. The chondroitin is super good for your gut, very gut healing, and your immune system. So it's what I call a functional ingredient because it's really good and good for you. And I'm gonna get 2 of those and maybe supplement it with some water too. This is gonna make the soup so yummy. Yes, 'tis that time of the season, Halloween and pumpkin season. I love getting these little things. Perfect. I'm gonna get this mini bag here and decorate my kitchen with that. I think that'll be a lot of fun for Rosie. I'll put that in my cart. But whenever I make soups or stews or chilies, I try to load as many vegetables in there as possible to make it super nutrient dense. And like the little ones or the kids won't even notice. So for this soup, I'll need the mirepoix. Mirepoix is just celery, carrots, and onions. I prefer to get the celery hearts. Those are the flavorful, tender inner parts of the hearts. And as Adam Duritz from Counting Crows would say, it's the heart that matters most. So I'll get those 3, and I love to sneak kale into anything. It's one of the most nutrient-dense greens around. I don't see the organic bunch kale, but here in the organic section, they do have, here, 2 options of kale. You have rainbow kale blend here. That looks like that, and you have the Tuscan kale. Now we're making Italian meatball soup, so obviously I'm gonna get Tuscan kale, but this is also called black kale, dinosaur kale, and lacinato kale. It's the most confusing kale in the planet, but see how the leaves are that color and that texture? They're more tender. When you get curly kale or green kale, it's too tough in my opinion. So I'm gonna get this bag of organic kale, and then at the very end, just stir it in the soup so it gets wilted. You can also blend it into the soup if you don't want your kids to see it. Very, very tasty. Also tons of nutrients in here. And remember, pretty much every produce fruit and vegetable you see here in Walmart, you can get on Walmart Plus, delivered to your house free the same day. So try it out using my link down below. Get the free trial at least. I want to make this soup as nutrient dense as possible. So when it comes to the pasta we're going to put in the soup, you could go over to the pasta section and find ones made of lentil flour or chickpea flour, because those are very nutrient dense. Or over here in the gluten-free section, I found one of my favorite brands of pasta that's gluten-free and complex carbohydrate. This Jovial organic brown rice pasta is great because when you're eating grains, I always say make sure it's a complex carbohydrate. Make it count, right? So you're getting 2 grams of fiber and 5 grams of protein per serving. That's really, really good stuff. Plus, it's a fun shape. Your kids are gonna love this in the soup. This is fusilli. That reminds me of the Seinfeld, right? The fusilli Jerry. And then I think it was Frank Costanza who sat on it or something. So go for complex grain pasta. This one is one of my favorites. It's going in the soup. Okay, somebody help me find the onion powder and garlic powder on this wall of spices here. We need them to season, here we go, season the meatballs. Nice organic garlic powder, yes please. Organic onion powder, yes please. This combined with the almond flour for the meatball will infuse great flavor into the soup. And we need something to season the pasta water. It's something that you see me talk about on stories a lot, but I'm gonna grab this. This is Himalayan pink salt, because when you boil the pasta for the soup, I don't wanna boil it in bleached refined iodized salt, but I don't wanna use like top shelf like Celtic sea salt like I use. But this is a great Himalayan pink salt that's unrefined, and this is a great salt to have in the pantry just to season pasta water or water you boil veggies in, and that's actually a pretty darn good deal. So that's going in my cart too. It might sound like a broken record at this point, but so underrated is the grass-fed beef selection here at Walmart. They really have good variety, and I always tell you to look out for this when they put these on sale, because it's coming up on the sell-by date. Scoop that. This is $5.86 as opposed to $7.51. I have a whole video about this stuff. That is not an expiration date. It's the sell-by date, which means you still have 2 days after that sell-by date to either cook it or freeze it. It's an amazing way to get really, really good deals. So look out for that. Oh wow, they're sold out today. So I normally get the 80/20 100% grass-fed beef for $4.96. That's a great deal. But they have the organic 100% grass-fed beef too. Now, trivia, do I want to get the one that's 85/15, meaning 85% beef or 15% fat, or 93% meat, more meat and less fat? Pause the video, leave a comment down below. If you said the 93% lean, I would disagree, because that's a little too lean for me and it can dry out. I'd rather get 85% beef to 15% fat, or the other one here is 80/20. That's even more preferable to me, because this has more yummy fat. It's pasture-raised, grass-fed fat. You want that fat when you're making meatballs or beef. And look at that. The price is $5.78 for organic grass-fed beef. That is definitely going home with me. All right, family, I got everything I need to make Italian meatball soup. Let's go home and let's get cooking. So it turns out I forgot a couple things from the store, so I logged on to my Walmart Plus membership. I grabbed some Parmesan cheese. I grabbed a can of organic tomato paste, selected my delivery window for as soon as possible, and voila, the groceries were here. Let's start off with some prep school. This is the safest and easiest way I know to cut an onion. Put your fingers on top, make planks. Then take your fingers back, make some sticks. And then when you make one more cut, it comes out in a fine dice. It's very, very useful. Also, chop up a couple large stalks of celery and 2 large carrots. Add a big scoop of ghee or olive oil to a soup pot, and then go in with your vegetables, along with a good pinch of salt and a few cracks of pepper. I'm going to cook this for 20 to 25 minutes over medium heat. The goal is to really wilt down those vegetables like that and help them exude as much sweetness as possible. Next up is a massive flavor bomb. Open up a can of tomato paste and then scoop about 3 tablespoons into the soup pot and cook it for a couple minutes. It develops massive flavor. Then go in with the chicken bone broth. You can use stock, you can also use 100% water if you wanted to. Bring that to a simmer, put the lid on, and then reduce it to low and cook it for 30 minutes. Let's make those meatballs. Add 1 pound of grass-fed beef to a bowl, crack in 1 egg, and then scoop in half a cup of almond flour as the binder, along with some onion powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, a good pinch of salt, and a few cracks of black pepper. Give that a good mix up using your hands and just push it to the side. Let's boil that pasta by adding some of that pink salt to a pot of boiling water and then adding some of that fusilli. Give it a stir up and cook it until it's ready. Okay, it's been 30 minutes. Look at that soup. It looks great. Now I want to make the texture smooth and creamy, so carefully use a stick blender here and blend it up. That way your kids won't see the vegetables too. And look at that texture, it's perfect. Now with the heat on low, let's scoop some of those mini meatballs directly into the soup. I highly recommend having wet hands. That'll prevent the mixture from sticking to your hand. And just get all the mini meatballs into the pot, along with that cooked pasta, and cook it over low heat for 5 or 6 minutes until the meat's cooked through. And look at that, that looks perfect. Oh man, I almost forgot to add the kale. Just add a handful of kale at the end and let it sit for 10 minutes so it gets soft and wilted. Finally, it's time to eat. Go ahead and ladle some soup into a bowl. And don't forget to pile high some Parmesan cheese on top, and my friends, dinner is ready. I'm going straight for that beefy meatball. Followed by fusilli with a dangling kale. You're gonna love this, babe. Oh my gosh. This soup is full of flavor. And Desi, what do I say about soups the next day?
Get even better.
It's the gift that keeps on giving. That is amazing. Big thank you to Walmart Plus for sponsoring this video. Get your free trial. Try out the membership using my link down below. But also in the description box down below is the recipe for the Italian meatball soup. You're gonna love it. Rose was just crushing it before it's kid approved. Now it's time for mommy and daddy to crush it too. But that is it. I will see you soon. Until then, hashtag keep on cooking. Mad love and what's that, Rose? Peace. Later, y'all.